Hey there, Aries, and welcome back to Unicorn Tarot for your weekly reading. In this reading, we're going to take a look at past, present, and near future energies, as well as any energies the universe would like for you to keep in mind this week. Also, Aries, please remember that if someone is strongly energetically connected to you, they may show up okay in your reading. Take the energies as they resonate. They may be reversible or interchangeable between you and your person. All right. The Hierophant and the Hangman just flew out. That's your recent past. That's your current. And your future. Okay, Aries, the main energy that you're going to be dealing with this week is the Chariot. Quick things happening, quick energy, things moving forward very, very quickly in a positive way. Very nice. I like that. I like that for the main energy. In the recent past, you get the Hierophant, the Hangman, and the Tower. This is an energy that is kind of coming out of nowhere. There's a connection showing up for you here. It could possibly be a marriage or a connection that has the intensity and feeling of a marriage. Something is frozen, though. It's like the energies aren't moving when it comes to this connection, and I don't know why yet. We'll see what that's about. But it's kind of like the energy is frozen, and then bam, like a ton of bricks, the Tower comes in to be like, okay, enough with this stagnation, enough with nothing moving, let's make stuff happen. We'll see what that is when we clarify. In your current situation, you get the Moon, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Five of Swords. There's something here deep down which is possibly hidden from you. Not like a secret, like, oh, this other person's like keeping a secret for you, but it's more so like there's something that you're not willing to really look at, or something that you're aware of, but you're like, yeah, I'm not going to focus on that. Either way, you have a desire here to work on something. There's something, possibly a connection, possibly, something within yourself that you're trying to work on here in the current situation. Whatever it is, though, this isn't an easy energy for you, because I see the Five of Swords showing up here, which is telling me that either you don't trust yourself when it comes to whatever it is you want to work on. You're like, oh, I can't do this. I don't want to do this. It's not going to work. Or you don't trust the situation as a whole. All right? We'll see when we clarify. In the near future, you get the Two of Swords, the Hermit, and the Star. Again, deep down, when you go within, there's something that you really, really desire. All right? There's something that you really want. I don't know if it's a person. It could be a job. It could be whatever. We'll see what this is when we clarify. But what you're doing is you're bringing your mind into it. And you're letting the mind kind of take over. And the mind is just making a hot mess of everything. You get the swords here. You get the Two of Swords here. It's like your mind is almost coming in. Like, if you quiet the mind and you go deep within, you know what you feel, you know what you want, you know all those things. However, you have the tendency possibly to bring the mind into it, and the mind is just making a mess of all of this, because the mind brings in insecurity, the mind brings in fear, the mind brings in confusion. So, let's clarify. Let's start off by clarifying the Hierophant in your recent past. The Hierophant is clarified by the Chariot, which is the main energy for your reading this week. The Hierophant, again, and the Four of Wands. This is a serious connection. There's a very strong bond between you and another person here. Again, could be a marriage or could be a relationship that has that intensity of a marriage. Something happened in this connection that you want to move past. You want to move towards that happy, balanced, feeling good place within this connection. You want to move away from something that happened. I don't know what happened yet. I don't see it in this reading. All I see is that in your recent past, you have this strong energy of like, I want to move past whatever ish happened. I don't want to think about that. I just want to move towards this connection in a happy place, in a very balanced place. And again, Aries, I say you because this is your reading, but this could be your person as well. I'm reading the energy in the room. I don't know who's in the room. So you would know who the energy belongs to. For the Hangman in the recent past, you get the Justice, the Eight of Swords, the Seven of Swords. Okay. The reason the energies are frozen here, what you want to do in this connection is bring back balance. You want to bring back fairness. You want to make things right. You guys could have had a fight, break up, something, right? The energies are not balanced. You want to make things feel fair again. However, I don't see you actually doing that with the Hangman showing up here. The Hangman is all about stagnation and things not moving. So even though you or your person have the desire to balance the energies out, what's actually happening is they're overthinking. Whoever this person is, they're overthinking the situation. What if I say this? What if they say that? What if I do this? And then they do that. And then this is going to end this way. And then it could end that way. Again, the mind is coming in and making a hot mess out of everything. So you don't even know what you want to do anymore. You're just letting the mind fill you with all these different thoughts. And so what ends up happening is you're kind of just like, forget it. I'm just going to give up on this. Like, I want to make things right. I want to bring back the balance, but I'm just not going to do it. There's too many things that could go wrong. Now, with the Seven of Swords, that's not like whoever this person is, they're not totally giving up on like, I'm just not going to do it. It's kind of like I'm just not going to do it today. Touch base with me tomorrow. Let's check in how I feel tomorrow. Let's take a look at the Tower in the recent past. Oh, okay. Spirit, that's way too many cards. 3, please, for the Tower. Spirit's like, I have so much to say about this Tower. 3, please. Can't take half a deck. The Tower is clarified by the Devil, the 5 of Cups, and the 4 of Cups. Yeah. Whoever this person is, they may have this pattern of something happens, something messed up, right? In any relationship, in any dynamic, there are fights, there are arguments. Whoever this person is, they may have the tendency to kind of take the fight and escalate it and really make it really, really intense, more so than it actually is, right? And then they take their space, they move away, they walk away, and then they have the tendency to also want to come back. And then when they come back after the fight, instead of just, being like, hey, let's talk, let's balance things out, what this person actually does is they just overthink it, and they make this a lot worse. And with the Devil showing up here, it could be a pattern that you've noticed or that they have noticed within you of doing this over and over and over again. With the Tower coming in, that's letting me know that this person may finally realize and be like, oh my gosh, this is what I'm doing. This is messed up. Why do I keep doing this? Because there's regret and unhappiness showing up here, tied up to this toxic pattern that this person has of making things worse than they have to be, or prolonging the fight longer than it has to be. And in the recent past, I see this person possibly coming to the realization of like, oh damn, I do this. Let's take a look at the Moon in the current situation. And if that's you, Aries, don't worry about it. At least you're realizing it, right? It's better to realize it because that means you can actually work on it. The Moon is clarified by the World, the Moon again, and the Strength. Okay, deep down, if you or your person, whoever this person is, they're realizing that something is coming to an end here. A cycle is closing out. Now, it's not necessarily that the connection is coming to an end. It could be that the relationship, the connection, whatever the strong bond is coming to an end. It doesn't have to be. It could just be that a certain phase or a certain element, possibly even this toxic pattern, is what's coming to an end. However, this person doesn't really want to look at it. And the reason they don't want to look at it, they don't want to admit this to themselves, or they don't want to fully be like, yeah, this is what I do, this is how I handle things, is because it's very difficult for them to cope with that. And if you think about it, it makes sense. If you have a toxic pattern, or if you have, if you've been conducting yourself one way your entire life, and then all of a sudden you realize that this pattern may not be the healthiest thing for you, even though you may have the desire to change it, it's very difficult to realize because you're like, oh man, what else have I messed up? What else have I made more difficult than it needs to be in the past by listening to this pattern or by following this pattern? Let's take a look at the 7 of Pentacles in the current situation. 7 of Pentacles is clarified by the Wheel of Fortune, the King of Cups, the 6 of Wands. Somebody here in the current situation is moving away from this energy of like all this heavy energy, and they're moving towards an energy of love. They're moving towards an energy of, I have feelings, I want to feel good, I know that I love this person, right? It could be you, it could be your person. They're taking a look at this and they're evaluating everything. They're evaluating what they should do. They're evaluating how they've approached things thus far and how they can approach it moving forward. But either way, there's a very positive shift, very positive change coming in here with the Wheel of Fortune and the King of Cups, letting you know that you're moving, you or your person is moving into an energy of love, moving into an energy of feeling good and feeling happy and feeling successful when it comes to something that they're passionate about. Again, it could be a connection. This isn't screaming love reading to me. This could also be a very strong friendship that you have with someone. But either way, whoever this person is, they're moving into a very positive energy. Let's take a look at the 5 of Swords in the current situation. 5 of Swords is clarified by the Knight of Swords, the Page of Swords, and the 2 of Wands. Okay, again, this person, they have this desire to take action, to make things happen, right? And I see them doing so. But the problem is this person doesn't trust themselves. They either don't trust the situation or they don't trust themselves. And again, if you or your person came into the realization that maybe you have some toxic patterns that you need to work on or that you have been working on, it makes sense where now all of a sudden you start questioning everything and you're like, oh, well, should I do this or should I do that? Should I act this way or should I act that way? So this person may have the tendency in the current situation to want to take action and make things happen. They do it. They'll take like 1 or 2 steps forward and then they'll just pause and be like, okay, wait, let me see what happens. And then They'll do some more, they'll move some more, and then they'll pause again. And the reason they're doing this, it's not, if this is your person, it's not to annoy you. They're not playing games, okay? There's no malintent here. This person just doesn't trust themselves and they don't trust the situation. So they're taking very, very small steps and then waiting to take a look. And it's like, oh, is the coast clear? Is it safe? Okay, I'm going to take 2 more steps, you know? But it makes sense. At least they're moving. At least whoever this person is, they're moving and not just staying stuck. Let's take a look at the 2 of Swords in the near future. Two of Swords is clarified by the 5 of Wands, the 10 of Wands, the 10 of Swords. Whoever this person is, they're really, really confused. They're very conflicted, and I don't feel like there's conflict between you and them. I feel like there's conflict within themselves. Again, man, if this is you, I feel for you. Whoever this person is, they're going through a lot of like very transformative, but also very difficult energies to cope with. There's a lot of confusion. They're carrying this energy of, should I do this or should I do that? And they're almost like beating themselves up in the process of trying to decide what to do and how to act. And they're also carrying this energy of like, it doesn't matter what I do anyway. This is all going to go to shit, right? Like it always messes up for me. It's never going to work out for me. This never works out the way I wanted to. They're beating themselves up for what they did in the past. They're beating themselves up for what they possibly could be doing or aren't doing or should be doing. There's a lot of conflict and a lot of confusion with this person. And they're also carrying an energy of like, no matter what I do, it's just not going to work out. It's never good enough. It always sucks. I always get, it always goes to shit for me at the end. Man, that's rough. Let's take a look at the Hermit in the near future. And it's not even necessarily pertaining to a connection. This is just more so stuff that this person's going through within themselves, I feel. The Hermit is clarified by the 8 of Cups, the Tower, and the King of Wands. You are the King of Wands to me. Energetically, gender doesn't matter in tarot, okay? I feel like when you go deep down, you realize that you're really afraid to attach yourself or allow yourself to get attached to anything because you're afraid it's all going to get effed up at the end anyway. Again, I don't feel like there's one specific connection or one specific person. There is a bond showing up here. It could be a friendship. It could be an actual love connection. But I feel like if you go deep down and you quiet the mind, you're going to come to the realization that maybe the reason you don't let yourself or you're afraid of getting attached to things or emotionally invested in things is because you may have this belief or this fear that it's, of course it falls on the floor. Sorry. Okay, just as I was saying that this is not pertaining to a love connection, the Lovers flew out. So I guess this does pertain to a love connection. Not necessarily overall, but there may be one connection, one particular relationship that you may not even be talking to this person, but there's something here that you're afraid of getting attached or getting emotionally invested because you're afraid it's all just going to end up in shambles anyway. Like it's not going to work out anyway. So why bother? Like why would I put myself through this pain? Let's take a look at the Star in the near future, closing out your reading. Man, dude, the number of repetitive cards you've had in your reading today is just ridiculous. The Star is clarified by the Star, the Hangman, and the 5 of Swords. You want something. There's something that you really, really, really want here. It could be something. It could be someone. Either way, there's a desire that you have here, but you're not moving on it. With the Hangman, nothing is happening. You're not moving. You're not taking any action because you don't trust yourself. You either don't trust yourself or you don't trust things to work out. And you're just like, this is going to get messed up anyway. I know I want this. I really, really want this. And because I really, really want this, it's going to get messed up. I'm going to fuck it up somehow. I'm going to ruin it somehow. And so instead of actually acting based off of how you feel, you're not doing anything. You're just kind of staying stuck. If this is you, again, this could be your person. If this is you, Aries, I would ask yourself, why do you have this limiting belief? What brought about the belief or this idea that if you really, really want something, if you really, really care about something, you're going to ruin it. You're going to break it. You're going to sabotage it. It's not going to work out. Like, who instilled this in you? Where is this coming from? Let's take a look at what the universe would like for you to keep in mind this week, Aries. Very powerful reading, man. That was intense. From the universe, you get the 3 of Pentacles, the 5 of Wands, and the Fool. There is a collaboration here. There's something showing up here for you. I don't know. It's not like screaming love to me again, but there is somebody here. You may be at odds with this person. You may be arguing or fighting. There's some sort of conflict showing up. You just want to start fresh and start over. And the universe is sending in this energy to let you know Energetically, you can. You can have a clean slate with this person, with this connection, whatever. You have to get out of this place of being in conflict with yourself, with this person. Take that leap of faith, right? Trust in yourself enough to know that you have the ability. The energies are there. It's whether or not you want to take that leap of faith or not. So Aries, very, very, very powerful reading. Thank you so much for tuning in. If this resonated, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. It really helps me out. And thank you again for tuning in for your reading. I'll see you here next week. Bye, Aries.